so hard as a designer, and as I reflect on that, I think it came as a youngster about the typical insecurities that you have as a youngster growing up in high school. I felt I had to do everything. I had to prove myself. Mm-hmm. And I think it was due to basic insecurity of who I was, which of course I think many young people have that, and that was my response to it. I just had to prove myself. Mm-hmm. So that did carry through, I think, on into professional practice and during my education as well. I remember at Harvard, every Thursday night was an all-nighter because we had a project due on Friday. And I shriveled away from over 200 pounds to 185, which wasn't too small, but and I was sick most of the time, just trying to do the best job I could in design, in the design studios we had. Students need to be exposed to a lot of different design challenges. And the more you do design, the better you get at it. Mm-hmm. And the more you're able to make that process a part of you, an unconscious part of you. It becomes, you put it in your subconscious, mm-hmm. and it just functions. And so my view was that in order to become a good practitioner, you had to develop a good process. Mm-hmm. And you had to sublimate it down into your subconscious. You couldn't do it consciously. That, I believe in hard work. Mm-hmm. And I suppose that comes from, in part, my basic insecurities as a child. But also I think it's just a Midwestern, you got to work hard to accomplish anything worthwhile. And in the meantime, I had applied at the American Academy in Rome, and I got a fellowship there to go for a year, and then ended up getting reinstated for 2 years. Mm-hmm. So I was out in Rome for 2 years. Beautiful learning experience. I've learned a lot over here. Studying Roman court homes, urban spaces, land development of all kinds, especially in the Netherlands. So I sent my portfolio down over to Berkeley, which I'd always wanted to go to California, because here was Garrett Eckbo, there was Tommy Church, Robert Royston, Laurie Halpern, all of these big names in modernist design. So I was just excited to go there. So I took they hired me as assistant professor, and I spent 2 years just absorbing the California landscape. And well, it was 64 to 66 I was there, and it was the free speech movement, and Mario Di Savio was the student leader on campus at Berkeley. And it was a time of great turmoil in education. The students would constantly be asking you, why are we doing this? Mm-hmm. So as a young teacher, I had to develop a very clear logic as why we did various things. And it was a great learning experience in my point of view in terms of justifying what I was doing for them and why they had to learn it. And but on campus, at the Berkeley Gate, you enter the campus, and on one side you find this massive administration building with these long columns, very, powerful structure. You march up these grand stairs to it. And on the other side, you had this modernist student union with multiple levels and all kinds of sitting areas and discussion areas. So here with the physical environment promulgated the whole chaos, because you had this visual focus of the administration so close to the ferment of discussion, and so that's why my theory is why it all happened there, because the physical environment shaped the activities of the community.